Welcome to the Creators MBA podcast, your go-to resource for mastering the art and science of digital product entrepreneurship. My name is Dr. Destiny Kopp, and I help business owners generate consistent revenue from their digital product business without the need to be glued to their desk, constantly live launching, or worrying about the social media algorithms. I hope you enjoy our episode today. Hi there, Destiny here, and welcome back to the Creators MBA podcast. I am super excited that you are joining me here today. And I want to start by clearing something up because I think this matters for how you hear the rest of this episode. The $1 million HobbyScool experiment did not start because something went wrong. There wasn't a breakdown, a burnout moment, or some dramatic pivot. HobbyScool was working. We were running events, people were showing up, sales were coming in, and the audience was growing. If you looked at it from the outside, it looked exactly like a business doing what it is supposed to do. What caught my attention wasn't a problem. It was a gap that I had. As the business grew, I kept noticing that almost every conversation was about growth-focused outcomes, revenue numbers, audience size, what worked, what didn't. And the more experienced I became, the less helpful those conversations felt to me. Not because outcomes don't matter. They absolutely do. But because outcomes can be the least useful part of the story once you are past the beginner stage. They tell you what happened, but they don't tell you how the decision was actually made. They also don't show you what was considered, what was ruled out, or what almost happened instead. And that's the part that actually helps you make better decisions in your own business. And when you're early on, advice is useful. You're looking for direction and reassurance. But when your business is already working, the questions change. You're not asking, what should I do? You're asking, what do I decide what deserves my focus right now? What do I double down on? What do I leave alone or quit, even if it's working? Those questions don't have universal answers. They're contextual. They depend on timing, systems, constraints that you have, trade-offs that rarely show up in polished case studies. What most people get to see are the decisions after they've worked. Once that uncertainty is gone, once the story makes sense, once everything has been cleaned up for presentation. And that's not how decisions are actually made. Real decisions happen when multiple paths look reasonable, when the outcome isn't clear to someone yet, and when you are choosing between trade-offs, not right versus wrong. And that's the part I realized almost no one gets to see. So the $1 million HobbyScool experiment exists for one simple reason: to document real business decisions as they are being made, not after they succeed. Not once I have a really cool lesson to teach. I want to document it while the uncertainty is still there. What I'm considering, what I'm ruling out, and why one option wins over another one. Not so that people can copy the decisions, but so you can see how decisions are evaluated. because once you understand how decisions are made, you don't need nearly as much advice. And I want to give you a concrete example. One of the times that I did this was around a large creative event that we ran in that brought in around 17,952 attendees. And from the outside, it looks like that was a straightforward success. But on the inside, the event, there were dozens of decisions about collaborations, traffic, platforms, monetization, and trade-offs. And that doesn't show up in a recap post or a revenue screenshot. So I broke down that moment in a free report that I called the decisions behind a 17,958 attendee creative event. And I want to be very clear on what this report is and what it isn't. It's not a blueprint, it's not a checklist, and it's definitely not a promise that you will get the same result. It's a one real decision breakdown. I walked through what I was deciding in real time, why certain choices were made, where money showed up, where it leaked, and what I would do differently next time. And if you have ever read a case study and thought, okay, but I still don't know how they decided that, this report is meant to answer that question. And you can grab it for free through the link in the show notes. And zooming back out for a second, the reason why I'm doing this experiment publicly is very simple. Businesses don't grow because of one smart move. They grow because of a pattern of decisions made over time. And the $1 million HobbyScool experiment exists to document that pattern as it unfolds. It's not a polished report. It's not hindsight cleaned up. I went through and made all of these adjustments. It's just real decisions shared honestly. And if seeing one concrete decision breakdown feels helpful to you, I want you to start with the free report. And if following along as those decisions compound over time sounds valuable, you'll understand what this experiment is really about. And in the next episode, I'm going to talk about what changes when you start to look at decisions this way and why seeing decisions in motions will sharpen your judgment in a way advice never can. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thanks for listening all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed this episode today. If you loved the show, I'd appreciate a review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast platform. Have a great rest of your day, and bye for now.